Hi guys, my name is Daphine Okonji. I am the founder and creative director L Interior Designers. Welcome to Coffee Conversations, where I'll be talking about my journey as an entrepreneur and interior designer. Challenges. Interesting. I always find it difficult to answer that question because I believe that challenges are more like springboards, because when you go through a challenge, it builds you, it molds you, and it prepares you for the next level in life. Challenges I have faced. Where do I start? We are in Africa. Where do I start? Okay, so basically I think let me start from the beginning. So I think when you're a startup, you really can't afford to pay staff members as much as other companies would, or other companies do. In as much as you want their help on board, it would be ridiculous to assume that you can afford to pay them what other established organizations pay their staff members. So I think one of the challenges in the beginning was, of course, compensation, staff compensation. So it's difficult to give your staff members the kind of compensation that you would want to. You just have to be real with what you can afford at that time. And of course, because of that particular challenge, I had a lot of staff coming in for a very short period of time because, probably they felt that the compensation was not enough for them or to cater to their needs and everyday expenses. So in the beginning, there's a very high staff turnover, and you spend a lot of time training staff, recruiting staff, inculcating staff into your organization, and it takes a toll on you sometimes. So that was one of the challenges. Another challenge, of course, has been difficult clients. Sometimes you meet clients who are difficult. So difficult in very different ways. You have a client probably who doesn't know what they want. They just know they want you on board. You have a client who maybe knows too much or thinks they know too much, and they sort of alter your proposal completely. And at the end of the day, you end up with a proposal which is not yours, or a product which is not yours, or rather the client's. Sometimes you have clients who don't pay their balances. So you do your work, finish, and at the end, when you're following up for your money, you have a client who says, I'm not paying, you do your worst. We have different clients that we meet, and you need to be very patient as an interior designer to be able to withstand all the different types of people that you come across. There's also the challenge of the county government rules. Like I can give you an example where you, as a designer and entrepreneur, you have no idea what all the rules are, and I think the county government works hard not to reveal all the rules to you so that they can find you flat-footed, I guess. I don't know, but you're found flat-footed and you have to pay huge fines for a mistake that you did not even know you were making in the first place. And I think that is why many business people have found themselves bribing their way through to get their way to whatever it is they want. I don't ascribe to that at all. I think if you have made a mistake, whether you know it or not, you have made the mistake. So face the consequences and move on. So county government, I think it needs to, I think as a country, we need rules and regulations that promote business, that promote entrepreneurs and not choking entrepreneurs. Another challenge has been being conned. So I can give you a few examples. We'd found an office space in Kileleshwa, and we found it through some agents in Hurlingham, and somebody impersonated himself as the landlord and had us pay deposit for the building, for the house, and we renovated the house and operated there for about 6 months, only for me to do my research and finally find who the real owners are. And as soon as I found who the real owners are, I was requested to move out of the house because bulldozers were coming to bring down the house, because they were bringing up apartments in that particular space. So clearly I had to figure out where I'm moving my business to in a very short period of time. And moving business is very different from moving house. Moving house, you find a house and you pack your things in a pickup and you move. Moving office is very different. You have to think about cabling, you have to think about your staff members, you have to think about setting up the new place so that when customers come in, it's not a mess. You have to think about the new location in terms of adjusting your website, putting in the new location in your website, putting it in your business cards and your letterhead. So basically that's a totally different cost. You have to think about notifying your customers that you have moved. So through internet or texting them or emails, whichever way you need to do it, you just need to notify your customers that you have moved in a professional way, so that it also doesn't raise eyebrows. So that was a big challenge for me in terms of conning. I also wanted to buy a company car at some point because of the site visits that we do. So we did a company car to move around, have my designers move around and do the site visits, procuring, client meetings. And I got this guy and he showed me a vehicle and I gave him deposit for the car. I've never seen it to date. Not even a wiper. To just tell me, this is the wiper of your car, just hold on to it, your car is coming. Nothing. And as we speak, this guy is still walking free. As we speak, up to date, it's been 5 years now. No car, no intention of bringing a car, no apologies, nothing. So it was a lot of money. I gave him almost $500,000 to bring in the car. So it was a loan that I had borrowed from the bank. So I ended up paying a loan and had nothing to show for it. So that was a huge challenge. Challenge of being robbed in the office. We have been robbed in the office twice now. That was a few years back in a span of a year. So we were robbed, and a year later we were robbed again. And unfortunately, the first time we were robbed, we didn't have insurance. So basically, we had to use our reserve savings or our reserve money to buy new machines, new computers. And as you know, interior design, we use ArchiCAD, and all our client information is in computers. So it sort of freezes the company a bit, and you can't afford to delay delivery because of being robbed. So we had to really pick up very quickly and move. So this time we got insurance, and the second time it happened, we were compensated by insurance and we were able to still pick up and move on. And the second time we were robbed is actually a few months later that I found out that one of my trusted employees was involved in the robbery syndicate, and this trusted employee had since disappeared into thin air, and we couldn't reach them because they had asked for permission to go sort out a few things back at home, and they never came back to work. So these are just some challenges that we have faced, but they prepare you. I believe my skin has grown thicker. I believe that it has also shown me how strong my company is, that we can go through such challenges and still the company keeps running and we are still growing strong. So it has also going to sort of show me that it's a very solid company. So I thank God for the challenges, and I thank God for the opportunities that these challenges have presented me with. Thank you.